Okay, and we start the recording and we start the timer because, as promised, we don't go over 15 minutes for these sessions. In fact, this one, we may be done in 10 minutes. It's a pretty simple one. Joan actually had the suggestion for this topic today because as of yesterday, I still hadn't decided on one yet. And Joan had one that's like, oh, that's actually a really good thing that we've used quite a bit over the years, and it's nice to point out. And that is how to embed videos from Films on Demand into BlueLine. Films on Demand is a resource that the library license and they make available. If you go to the Reinert Library webpage, there's a link right down here for Films on Demand. And I'm not going to talk a lot about it because that's really more of a resource to talk to the library to find out specifics about what you can get there. But I'll at least go as far as to show you some samples here. One thing to note is that since I'm on the Creighton campus right now, it knows that and it gives me access to these videos. If I were off campus right now and I click that link, I'm not sure if it makes me log in or not, but it may not know who you are. That's something else to talk to the library about. I know you can go and create an account while you're on campus, and that allows you to sign in from anywhere and access the videos. And there'll be more about that in a minute. So on the site, they have various collections you can look at for different subject areas. If I want to pull up some biology videos, I can go there and search, look through what they've got. But I'm actually going to use the search function instead. And I just got my flu shot, so I'm going to search for, they have any videos on flu shots. And one thing this does, if you notice the search box, it not only searches for entire titles, that would be an entire video, the default is to search for just segments within videos. So the first one it brought up here called Flu Shot Killer Flu, let's go ahead and click on that. This is actually just a segment within a larger video. So here's the main video, Health News Interviews, Disease and Disorders. I believe if I look at it, that's like an hour and 33 minutes. But if I just want the one clip, it's highlighted for me. That's only 3 minutes. Hello, come on in.
Oh, yeah.
Good. It's only a 3-minute clip. So instead, I'm going to grab that for my class instead of the whole video. That makes sense so far? So if I want to embed this in BlueLine, it's really simple. There's a link right here that says embed this video. And it gives me what's called some source code or some HTML embed code. Now here's the part where you do need to know a little bit, or at least have listened to this from someone. The first one doesn't work in BlueLine. Okay, it uses a type of scripting that BlueLine doesn't want to allow on the web pages because it can be used for some bad stuff as well. So you want to use the alternate embed code that's on the bottom here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this and copy it. Okay, so there's the first step. I've got my embed code for the video I want to show students. Now, I'm going to go back to BlueLine. And usually I want to put these on what are called pages. Okay? So, and I like to organize with modules. So within a module, I'm going to create a new page in this first module. So I'll go over here and I'll say add content. And the content I want to add is a content page. It lets me pick from any pages that are already in the course, but I want a new page. So I'm going to scroll down this list to where it says new page. Everyone see that? I just scrolled to the very bottom. And I have to name it. So I'll call this my flu shot video. I can never type on these under-counter keyboards. There we go. So that step was I created this page right here. There's nothing on it yet, but I've created a page. It's in my module. I'll go to the page now. And since I just created it, it's blank. So now I'm going to edit this page. You see there was an edit page button on the right-hand side. And this is a standard HTML editor. I could type things in here. This is where I'm going to put my embed code. But I can't simply paste it in here because then the students are going to see exactly that. So let me delete that. What I have to do is click this Switch Views button. What that does is it reveals the HTML coding that's used for these web pages. Okay? So if I click on that, now it looks a little bit different. It's actually showing me some coding already. I can just put it after that. I'll paste it in. Let me switch back to my normal HTML view. You'll see kind of a square there showing you where the video is going to appear. Now I can do a few more things while I'm here. I'd like to probably add the title of the video. So I'm too lazy to type things, so I'll come back here instead. Oops, where'd it go? And I will get the title right here from the Films on Demand page. If I look at the screen, it might be easier than looking at I'll copy that. Go back to BlueLine. Let's add that for a title. Maybe make this a heading. And you can even, it has a citation area. If I go down to the citation link, it's going to give me citation in APA, Chicago style, whatever. And again, if I just want to take and copy that, I can add that to my BlueLine page. It's not necessary, but it's kind of nice sometimes just to attribute things. We encourage our students to attribute sources, so it's probably a good thing that we attribute our sources as well. So let me just go ahead and save it, and we'll see how that works. I get a blank square. This is something that happens quite often in BlueLine. When you embed things, as soon as you save it, you don't see it, just refresh the page. Students won't have that problem because they go there for the first time. So now that I refresh the page,
Maybe it'll make you go out.
let me go to modules, click it again. Joan's laughing at me.
No, it happens.
Yeah. Wow, what happened to me here? Looks like I need to test things in the room where I plan to actually give the presentations.
Well, you have what's that little thing in the center of the square?
Interesting. Oh, well, hang on, I think I see the problem. Which is something I was going to mention, actually. Let me try something, and then I'll explain to you the problem we're having here. Now refresh the page. A happy face. Okay, let me show you what's happening. Let me go back to how I had it. And this is actually another issue that's been coming up more and more recently that we've been seeing. This link should be like this. What the problem is that the videos from Films on Demand are delivered not securely. Okay, and that's not uncommon. A lot of sites do have content that isn't secure. What we're finding is that more and more web browsers are updating, and they don't like to have non-secure content displayed within a secure web page. Chrome, which I'm using right now, just did this in the last week. Now, the secret that I just now realized, you see this little shield icon right up there? They hide it. They make it really hard to see. Chrome is saying, this page includes script which is unauthenticated. It doesn't like this. So watch what happens if I click the shield and I say, load it anyway.
There it is.
There's my video.
Yeah.
I didn't see this. When I tried this earlier, I was using Safari on my machine, and Safari doesn't care. So Chrome, just in the last week, has added this. Firefox added it about a month and a half ago. It's the exact same thing. If I were to do this in Firefox, I'd probably have the exact same issue. But Firefox, they put the shield icon up in the left-hand corner. I think it's just the left of that. So this is something we're seeing more and more, and we need to make sure to tell our students about if we get those pages that come up that way. So what was supposed to be easy ended up being a little more difficult. Since I'm on campus, as a student or as an instructor, this video just works. When I come here, it knows we're on the Creighton campus because it knows I'm using the Creighton network. What's really kind of nice about this system is that the way the URL was set, let me pause that, if a student is off campus and they go to this video, it says, you're not on the Creighton campus. So it presents them with a login screen, which would show up right in the video place. The students can log in and still access that video, even though they're not on campus. I can't easily show that to you in here, but Joan's used it in her classes, and she can attest to that.
The little trick is that sometimes you have to kind of, it's a long skinny thing, and you have to scroll down to find in where you submit it. And
That's
sometimes
correct.
Students will say, I can't get in, and you just have to say scroll down and hit submit. And then
Yep, that's correct. It's literally showing a web page inside of this little box
Yeah.
right here. So you'd have to do a little bit of scroll sometimes to get to it. So
it works, it's just they don't always, it's not as intuitive as it could.
yeah. Now, one other thing I'll just point out, let me go back to my Films on Demand page. These films, most of them, all the ones I've seen, include transcripts, which is also a nice feature. If we embed this video on our page, though, students don't have easy access to that transcript. So one of the things I've done when I design online courses is I will also go here to the, so back at this video page, at the very bottom, there is a title URL. This is a direct link to the video page, the page we're on right now. So I'm going to highlight that link, go back to BlueLine, edit my page, and at the very bottom I'm just going to add a piece of text that says direct access to video with transcripts. And if you don't know how to make hyperlinks on text, I just highlight it. I go to the hyperlink button, or link to URL. I will link to that page, and I will insert link.
I have captions on mine, Rick.
You do have captions on yours?
Is that only some videos that have captions?
I think some do and some don't. Yeah, and
'cause I
transcripts
can
also
actually-
are hit or miss. Some of them will have transcripts, some won't. What's kind of nice, though, some students will like the transcripts because they can also be searchable. Captions,
Yeah.
while you're watching the video, that's great. But if you actually want to be able to search through the text and read through it even without watching the video, which in some cases, it's just as good. People like to do that. Adding that link out to it is good. So let me refresh this page so we show it up. Have it show up again. So there's the video. Nope, wrong page. Sorry. My flu shot video page. This is kind of nice. It remembers that it's allowing the
Oh,
scripting
you have
right now.
captions now.
Oh, there are captions.
Yeah.
So yep, you can turn on
It's
English
really
captions.
nice.
That is nice. But I've also now with this link, a student can use that link, go out to the main page here, where they can watch the video. They can go to the transcript tab. They can search this. I think they can even print out that transcript. Which again, for studying purposes, especially if you provide an hour-long video, you hope they watch it once, but if they're going to restudy it, it's kind of nice to have something printed out or in text form versus having to watch the whole video again. And that's it. That's today's Blue Tip. Had one little glitch there. But to be honest, that glitch I had with the security, we're going to see that more and more, unfortunately, because all the browsers now, except for Safari, are starting to throw some fits when you put unsecured content in. So it's good you saw that, I guess, because it's something we need to be aware of and try to, when possible, get secure video content. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording, but I will certainly